Ready to host your next mastermind or live event? You're in the perfect place, because in this video, we're going to go through the exact legal checklist of the documents that you need to do this successfully and without inviting all kinds of drama into your coaching business. I'm Valerie Del Grosso, the lawyer friend of coaches, and I'm so glad you're here. Make sure to like and subscribe because we are in the middle of our masterminds and live events legally series, and I don't want you to miss a thing. All right, when it comes to masterminds and live events, there are usually a certain set of ways that coaches go about doing this effectively, both to fill their programs as well as maintain transformational results, even though these are different than traditional coaching programs. For some of you, you may be hosting a live event that has a ticket. Now, if the ticket price is a high ticket amount, then you'll want to have a specific agreement just for your ticketing. These would be terms of purchase, and they cover everything from what happens when people arrive to what they're going to receive when they're there, and how cancellations, injuries, delays, changes to the lineup are going to be handled. This is when your live event is the product itself. Now, other coaches may be hosting a lower ticket live event that will have a pitch at the end for a mastermind program. In that situation, you're still going to want those live event terms of purchase. They may just not be quite as lengthy as if the event itself is the product. Now, I want you to know and review back to our refund policy video if you are pitching from the stage. We have a whole video on what you can and can't say and what type of refund policy you have to have in that instance. Then, once you pitch your mastermind program, when people sign up, they're going to sign a mastermind agreement that contains everything that we need to know and prepare for in advance when you are hosting a mastermind. So that would be a mastermind agreement. Now, some of you may not sell into a mastermind by using a live event. Instead, you may have a more traditional sales process that is some combination of marketing online and hosting sales calls. In that instance, you don't need any live event terms, of course, because people are not coming in person leading up to it, but your mastermind agreement is still going to be a necessity. This covers the expectations of the program itself, and it will have some retreat terms if you are going to bring people together in person as an offer included in your mastermind. Now, if you do that, I encourage you to position that in-person retreat as a bonus so that if someone can't make that date, for whatever reason, cannot travel to that in-person location, they're not able to go back to the payment processor and say, hey, I need a refund because I was promised a retreat and for whatever reason, I didn't get that retreat. We want the money for the program to be only contingent on you showing up for the mastermind, making yourself available for it, and having all of the things that you promised on the sales page available to your clients. As long as you have made it available, that lets you keep the money. It's not contingent on the fact that somebody shows up in person. That being said, you should be clear if a bulk of the teaching or community or whatever you're selling in the mastermind does happen in that in-person component, so that we always go back to that practical business benefit. Your clients actually have a good experience in the program and are not angry and upset and undermining you in the marketplace, let alone seeking a refund. So if you're selling a standalone mastermind, you're going to want that mastermind contract. Or if you're selling a standalone mastermind that has a retreat component, you'll want to make sure it also has the retreat terms. When it comes to bringing people in person, there are a few different things that we want to consider as well. And this is true whether it's for a retreat or for a standalone live event or a live event where you're going to pitch something for sale at the end. We want to make sure that you are not responsible for things that are squarely out of your control. These would be things like delays in travel, accidents in travel or en route to the location, accidents and injuries that happen while on site in a location that you do not own, people losing things, people getting food sickness or other type of illnesses, people having to cut short their trip or extend their trip to deal with illness or things, emergencies that can happen while on site, as well as other things like speakers not being able to show up or certain elements of your programming not going according to plan. If you have gone to a live event recently, especially one that goes over a period of days, you'll notice that the organizers will kind of wait to the last minute often to give you the exact agenda. And partially that is why they are focusing on the fact of what you're buying is the ability to be in the room. The room and the community is going to be available during the live event. The speakers, in a way, are a selling point, but also kind of a bonus, and they need to maintain ultimate flexibility over how the run of show actually happens. You, as an event organizer, also want that flexibility, and so having retreat terms that are specific to that and that give you that kind of flexibility can really minimize your headaches. On top of that, though, I can imagine if you're running a live event that you'll want to take video and audio and potentially even use this to promote next year's event or just in your marketing in general as a credibility building tool, letting your audience see what it's like to work with you. In order to do that, you have to have publicity releases that allow you to be able to post video and audio that has other people's images, maybe their names, their voice, etc. One thing to note about live events is that it's very time consuming and difficult to pinpoint individuals who have opted out of publicity. So you want everybody who comes into the live event to be signing the same publicity release and waiver to make sure that your video editor doesn't have to go in and blur out a few people's faces here and there. This is just a matter of practicality. And it's very common when you're going into any public space that it's to be expected that you may be having to sign something like this. And certainly that you recognize that you may be appearing on video. At the beginning of your event, it is worthwhile noting to people in the room that the video and recording and whatever else that you're doing in that regard is happening so that they're at least not blindsided by it. In our next video, we're going to cover more in depth, though, the things that you need to be sure you have in place with your venue, with the jurisdiction or city-state that you're hosting the event in. So there's more to it there. And one of the things that's going to be really important is understanding to what extent you can have people waive suing you for things that go wrong, including injury. So you definitely don't want to miss it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe to let the world know. And then head on over to the next video with me where we're going to look at the checklist for making sure that your live event is happening legally.